It's 2200 hours in Banjul, and this is GRTS News coming to you live from our studios on MDI Road. In the headlines this are: the President, His Excellency Adama Barrow, grants audience to the Serbian Minister of State for Foreign Affairs at the State House. The Ministry of Health launches a fresh effort to recall all medicines linked to the producer of contaminated cough syrups associated with acute kidney injuries and child death in the Gambia. And positioning youth as peace builders, the Young Christian Men's Association convenes a peace and security conference for young people. In sports, Gambia's national handball team prepares for the upcoming Zone 2 Men's Youth and Junior IHF Africa Trophy set to take place in Guinea-Conakry. And Manchester United drops Portuguese star Cristiano Ronaldo from its weekend clash with Chelsea as the club legend faces a ban after a late-game walkout. Away from home, police in Germany investigate the motivation behind a fire at renewable energy sources to enhance waste management in Africa amid increasing dumping of trash. Well, that's the news and much more coming ahead with me, Isa Tuketa. Thanks for joining us. It's great to have you here with us. We begin with the President, His Excellency Adama Barrow, who granted audience to the Serbian Minister of State for Foreign Affairs on Friday at the State House. The Serbian envoy delivered a special message from President Aleksandar Vučić inviting the President Barrow to visit Belgrade. The President also received the Deputy Chairperson of the African Union Commission, who is in Banjul for the 55th session of the African Commission on Human and People's Rights. Mamadou Diallo has the rest of that in this report.
Serbian Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, His Excellency Nemanja Starović, was the first to call on the President of the Republic, His Excellency Adama Barrow, at State House. Mr. Starović delivered a special message from Serbian President Aleksandar Vučić, inviting President Barrow to visit Belgrade.
We believe that in the months and years to come, we can accomplish so much regarding the advancement of our bilateral relations, but with the greatest emphasis of the developing of economic relations, especially in the field of agriculture, where we can offer our expertise, our examples of good practice, how to further improve and advance the agricultural production in the Republic of the Gambia. But also there are many other fields we have identified in our talks with His Excellency President Barrow, but also with the Foreign Minister and the colleagues for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs regarding the education, scientific research, and many other fields.
Whilst in the Gambia, Mr. Starović also officially opened the Serbian consulate, headed by Honorary Consul General Ambassador Pa Omar Fall. He described the development as a milestone in the annals of bilateral relations between Belgrade and Banjul. He also described talks with President Barrow as substantial and productive, expressing hope that the President will visit Serbia in the near future. In a separate engagement, the Gambian leader also received an audience the Deputy Chairperson of the African Union Commission, Monique Sansa Baganwa.
We are here on behalf of the African Union Commission and on the mandate of the Chairperson of the African Union Commission, His Excellency Musa Faki Mahamat. And on this occasion of two things. One is the opening of the session of the African Commission on Human and People's Rights, which is, as we speak, opened today, and marking also the celebration of the 35 years of existence of the Commission. And the other occasion was yesterday. We witnessed the laying of the foundational stone for the headquarters of the African Commission on Human and People's Rights.
The AU Deputy Chairperson praised the Gambia's track record in defending and protecting human and people's rights, describing it as a model for other African countries. She also commended the Gambia's commitment to the African Union and its institutions, reassuring that the Commission will continue to seek support and guidance from member countries of the African Union. Mamadou Diallo.
While staying with the presidency, Vice President Dr. Ali Badaraju Friday presided over the opening ceremony of the 73rd Ordinary Session of the African Commission on Human and People's Rights. This summit coincides with the 35th anniversary of the African Commission on Human and People's Rights. Marian Jai Ajayi.
The 73rd Ordinary Session of the African Commission on Human and People's Rights continues in Banjul, with delegates discussing the implementation of TRRC recommendations. Addressing the regional session, Vice President Diouf underscored the government's commitment to fulfilling the recommendations of the Truth Commission, with a particular focus on addressing gender-based violence by investing more on education, research, training, and behavioral change. Vice President Diouf further hailed this year's theme, noting its relevance as the world witnesses a spike in food prices as well as oil and gas. The COVID-19 pandemic took a major toll on growth and democratic transitions, for according to Vice President Diouf, who outlined the challenges caused by the Russia-Ukraine war, which also triggered stiff increases in global food prices, leading to a major scarcity of oil and gas.
These developments have also been compounded acutely by existing problems on the African continent. They cut across the whole continent. We recognize under the Constitutive Act of the African Union that the scourge of conflict in Africa constitutes a major impediment to the socio-economic development of the continent and the need to promote peace and prosperity.
Leading deliberations at the Banjul Summit, Hannah Foster, the Executive Director of the African Center for Democracy and Human Rights Studies, expressed gratitude to Government of the Gambia for hosting the 73rd Ordinary Meeting and the African Commission for its continued support.
35 years is indeed a significant milestone, a historic time indeed, whether it is in the life of any human being or any institution. It therefore offers an opportunity to contemplate over those remarkable moments that have brought success, as well as those other moments we might have been challenged, changed our course, or even be given another chance to journey on.
The Chief Justice, Hassan B. Jallow, was amongst the speakers at the summit. He highlighted that Africa has a cause to celebrate remarkable achievements that include the adoption of the Banjul Charter on Human and People's Rights, which he hailed as an impacting step, despite numerous challenges faced by the African Commission in promoting and protecting human rights in Africa.
Challenges do, of course, remain. And as I said, new ones are arising. And we must face up to those as well. We must face up to them with the determination, with the commitment, and with the imagination that our predecessors demonstrated in the decades of the 1970s and of the 1980s.
The Minister of Justice of Senegal, Professor Ismaila Madior Fall, the Special Envoy of the Senegalese President, AU Chairman Macky Sall, expressed deep gratitude to the African Commission on Human and People's Rights for its constant contributions and work influencing human rights around the continent.
President Macky Sall demeure convaincu.
President Macky Sall remains convinced that with the involvement of all stakeholders, we can overcome the challenges and sustainably improve the human rights situation on the continent for the well-being of the people.
The summit, which witnessed the swearing-in of a newly elected Human Rights Commissioner, is a crucial engagement promoting democratic values whilst observing the security sector and human rights challenges affecting Africa as it harnesses civil society participation and supportive state parties building sustainable peace. Mary Anjai Ajayi.
The Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy is hosting a major regional cybersecurity conference moving to address cybercrime and new threats affecting user experience online. The forum aims to mobilize concerted action to build healthy digital environments free of threats and hacks exposing personal data. By Ibrahim Cham.
ECOWAS countries under the West African response on cybersecurity converge in the Gambia to further pursue its awareness campaign and capacity building program boosting cybersecurity and healthy digital environments. The roundtable is hosted by the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy, which is moving to fulfill the digital transformation agenda. Principal ICT Officer Senator Drame gave an overview of cybersecurity in the Gambia.
As a country, regarding cybersecurity, we need to look at our strengths, our weaknesses, our opportunities and threats. And when you look at our strengths, cybersecurity is considered, strengthening cybersecurity is considered as a measure for critical enabler 5 in the National Development Plan. That sets the mandate. That's a strength. Now, the National Cybersecurity Policy and Strategy has been developed and is under implementation. It's being implemented, let me put it that way. We established the GMC SAT. We have trained law enforcement personnel on cybersecurity, cybercrime, and digital forensics. We have also built capacity of judges and prosecutors through the OKWASI project regarding combating cybercrime. Awareness-raising campaigns we have conducted for series. Since 2020, we've been doing awareness-raising campaigns. And we have designated the 30th of October as the celebration of the National Cybersecurity Awareness Day.
Folake Ologunju, Principal Program Officer for Cybersecurity, Internet and E-Applications, emphasized the need for capacity to support key players mandated to enhance cybersecurity, referencing the recently inaugurated Forsynic Lab funded by the EU.
Like Rabia rightly said, on Tuesday we actually established and launched and commissioned the Digital Forensic Laboratory for the Gambia. It's a step to help you actually gather the digital evidence you need to actually prosecute cybercrimes, cybercriminals, I beg your pardon. But aside from doing that, I think it's also important that the man on the street understands why they need to stay cyber safe. They need to also be cyber aware. And it's not just men, women also have a part to play here, because it's actually also educating kids at home. It's also actually educating kids in school, and it drills down from the government down to the home level.
The president of the African Cybersecurity Association advanced key scenarios and public vulnerabilities exposing personal data to cyber blackmailing, stating that laws are available to prosecute perpetrators.
See, I can tell you, people think the laws are not there. They are there. I can tell you that. We have the Information Communication Act, 2009. It has some element of cybercrime. It's not very detailed, and it's not addressing some of the emerging cybercrimes that are happening right now. But take it from me, those laws are there. They are not just up to a par in order to help us handle those things. And when you come in terms of prosecutions, the Gambia Police Force needs capacity building. This is one of the biggest challenges that we are having. How many officers do you think at the prosecution unit that will be readily available to take up a cybercrime case? This is why today's event is very, very important.
Dr. Raphael Kofi, Director of ECOWAS Commission on Digitalization, urged participants to draw effective strategies to safeguard data and crack down on cybercrime, where all players have a crucial stake.
What you learn here, you need to use it to sensitize also your office people, your family, and all the people around you. Because, you know, the cyber attack is usually originated from the failure of individual. So this is a great opportunity for you coming here to learn some tips how to avoid some cyber attack, and please share it as much as possible.
Digital information and communication systems are globally at risk as cyber threats increase daily. The trend is challenging developing countries who are creating necessary infrastructure to protect data and curb cybercrime. Reporting for GRTS News, I'm by Ibrahim Cham.
Now, following the successful medicine recall exercise from the 5th to the 9th October 2022, the Minister of Health, in collaboration with the Medicines Control Agency, WHO, UNICEF, Child Fund the Gambia, and the Gambia Red Cross Society, is set to conduct the second phase of the medicines recall exercise from Friday 21st to Tuesday 25th October 2022. All paracetamol syrups, promethazine syrups, and cough syrups in circulation nationwide will be recalled during the exercise. In addition, all Median Pharmaceuticals Limited products will be recalled from all pharmacy outlets, drugstores, and households countrywide. Teams comprising the Gambia Red Cross Society, Child Fund the Gambia, volunteers, and health personnel will be deployed to conduct this exercise nationwide, the release concludes. Now, the Gambia YMCA, in partnership with Finland's Young Christian Men's Association, Thursday organized a Youth Peace and Security Conference themed on youth inclusion for conflict prevention and sustainable peace. The forum brought together young people from across the country to map out ways for youth advancement. Famara Baji was there and he filed in this report.
The driving force of national development and their participation in national building, a crucial opportunity for sustainable growth. Stakeholders convened this conference as part of the Gambia YMCA's advocacy components under the Work for Peace project. The conference is set to look into the role of young people in conflict prevention and sustaining peace, as well as combating irregular migration through youth resilience. John Charles Jai, the National Secretary of YMCA, said amid the challenges, youths have a choice to make and should avoid being used for issues that threaten peace.
Make up your mind that you will not be an instrument or a tool for upheaval in the country. And I can tell you that if our country gets into chaos, all of us will live in regret. So make sure that as we get into this conference, as you discuss, as you come up with resolutions, be part of it and make up your mind that you will be an instrument of peace. You will be a channel to ensure that there is social cohesion in this country.
At the YMCA, we believe that young people are key contributors to peace anywhere in the world. Therefore, engaging young people to have a voice as contributors to peace building does not only allow them to pinpoint the loopholes, but it allows them to be participants, creating a better world conducive enough for them to survive and to strive. According to the UN, young people are described as key agents of change in the 2030 agenda and crucial actors in the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals. This sums up why we are here today. To get young people committed to the 2030 agenda for a peaceful, just, and inclusive society.
The conference was attended by key stakeholders driving concerted efforts to combat challenges confronting young people.
The Youth Council is the advocacy arm of the Ministry of Youth and Sports. We advocate for young people. We are not there to at least create jobs for young people, but we advocate and also give you opportunities, but we create for opportunities for you. Any opportunities that are existing, we allow, or we try to at least connect you to those opportunities.
It is hoped that at the end of the conference, these young people would come up with resolutions and programs to pave a viable way forward for young people.
I am hopeful that with you, the young people, if only you keep hope alive, that we can have a better tomorrow, we can have a better Gambia, then will we have a better Gambia.
Famara Baji, CRTS News.
Winter holiday season opens in the Gambia, bringing tourists from around the world to the Smiling Coast, which is looking to improve the downturn of previous years. On Thursday, a team of Antwerp-Banjul challengers arrived in the country after driving from Belgium to Banjul, covering a distance of over 7,000 kilometers in a driving adventure supporting charitable causes. The trip, organized by the Department of Community Development in partnership with Helping Hands Foundation, is meant to assist government's effort in providing socio-economic development. Yara Jala has the rest of that in this report.
A team of Antwerp-Banjul challengers began their journey in Belgium to France via Spain to the deserts of Morocco to Senegal and finally to the Gambia. The group of explorers entered the country through the border of Amdalai, covering a distance of over 7,000 kilometers. Members of the challenge came with 25 vehicles and 4 motorbicycles, which will be auctioned on Sunday at the Independence Stadium in Bakau. 2 of the vehicles will be donated to the St. John's School for the Deaf, according to officials. The team finally arrived at the Barra Ferry Terminal via Amdala Immigration Border Post. Challengers like Claudia and Jean Van Coot spoke to GRTS about their journey that lasted for over 20 days.
We are now very happy that we are here in Gambia. So we are travel here for another week, and then we see a lot of things here.
Very long experience. 3 weeks to ride to Belgium, France, Spain, Morocco, West Sahara, Mauritanië, Senegal en Gambia. Dus 3 weeks with my daughter. It's very nice.
The head of the team, Cor de Breza, said they are happy to venture into such a worthy cause that will help vulnerable Gambians as well as contribute to the development of the country.
We have a list of 50 different projects like schools, boreholes, school buses, and we have a lot of projects in the Gambia. And then when people want to join the challenge, they make the choice of those lists. They make the choice by themselves. And yes, and after that, when we arrive at the auction, all cars and motorcycles go to the auction, and the money goes also to the projects. And I have a project manager who check how far is the project, is it okay, or there must be a kind of control. And also for the sponsors at home, is it good to hear later something about the project? Okay, they built a school, they have a borehole of a water put or something like that.
Members of the Antwerp-Banjul Challenge were accorded a tumultuous welcome at Banjul by the Department of Community Development and partners, cultural groups, government authorities, and a cross-section of the community. The coordinator of Antwerp-Banjul Challenge, Usman Sonko, commended the challengers for what he described as a humanitarian gesture and invite the public to their auction at the Independence Stadium, adding that monies gained from the sales will be used to sponsor different projects in the country.
Please come and support a community. Please come and help us to complete all the projects we started.
The Director of the Department of Community Development, Fatou Jiba, and the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Regional Governments and Lands, Buba Sanyang, respectively, underscored the importance of the partnership between the Department of Community Development and challengers, which is meant to complement government efforts.
As a department, one of our core mandates is to facilitate a development process at community level, thus contributing to poverty reduction and improving basic services and the livelihoods of the communities. And today we are here with this particular program, which has a close correlation and relevance to the core mandate of the Department of Community Development. We continue to get closer to the communities as it support in terms of community projects that they are yearning for.
We definitely appreciate your effort through Mr. Kaur coming to the Gambia and intervening in the communities to give them support in a life-changing support in the form of direct support where you donate vehicles to needy institutions and also raising revenue for community projects such as maternity wards and other important projects that are very much needed in this country. So we cannot do much without thanking you people for sacrificing that much, leaving your comfortable homes, driving through the hurdles, and reaching in the Gambia only to support people in the Gambia.
They pointed out that government recognized the efforts of the challengers and assured their commitment in working with the team in their collective national endeavors. Organizers of the Antwerp-Banjul Challenge called on the general public for a massive auction at the Independence Stadium in Bakau on Sunday. For GRTS News, this is Yero Jalo reporting.
Dutch charity Gambia Children's First Foundation recently visited Somagas Guide Center in the Lower River region to launch a new partnership with the Guidance Center. The visit saw the presentation of vocational studies scholarships to 10 students. Usman Valde.
The foundation had been providing financial support to needy youths in the country, particularly girls, to acquire vocational education since 2002. Carolina Scarp, the chairperson of the foundation, discussed the importance of vocational education in economic development. This, she said, is the rationale behind the provision of scholarship people at the center.
We choose mainly girls because we firmly believe that it is mostly the girls that don't get the chance to get any such education here in this country. And we believe that it is very important for the development of the country to have well-educated girls in its population. The second reason is that we believe that it may reduce the phenomenon of early marriage. And the third reason that for us in Europe, in Holland, we come from Holland, is very important, is that if girls get married, that they have their independence because they have an education. So they are not dependent on their husband.
Neela Heinin, treasurer of the foundation, outlined the various skill centers the foundation is supporting. Country centers they are supporting, she added, has all met the criteria of the National Accreditation and Quality Assurance Authority.
We have chosen some years ago to get a memorandum of understanding with the NACA. And the NACA takes care of the quality of the education, not only the education that is given by the teachers, but they look after the quality of the building. Are the toilets in order? Is there electricity? Is there water? And these are requirements that we, as well as the NACA, find very important, that needs to be in order before we say yes for a cooperation to a school. The teachers should be qualified and have an accreditation. The school needs to have a license. If all these things are in order, then we say yes, and we start with sponsoring students.
Musa Sane, the local representative of the foundation in the country, described the partnership with the centers as crucial in the work of the foundation. He called on the sponsors students to make the best use of the opportunity.
So I urge you students to take this seriously. Attend your classes. Go after your tutors. Go after the principal of the school if there is a need be for you to have your lesson. Because during the course of the program, you are expected to be equipped with skills that will benefit you after leaving the gates of this institution. To you parents, my parents as well, this is an opportunity. The cost of the skills training in this center should have been saddled by you, the parents. But now, a charitable organization came in to relieve you of that duties. But I do not want you to relieve yourself of all the responsibilities.
Alaji Kaur is the manager of the Soma Girls Guide Center. He thanked the foundation for the gesture and assured of quality training and professional development for trainees at the center.
Make best use of this opportunity. You are the one who can make this success, and you are the one who can make this fail. But the rest, as far as the administration is concerned, we are going to solely be with you people to make sure that their monies are not going to be in vain. Their monies are not going to be in vain. And let me repeat this. Our motto is enter to learn and ready to serve. Enter to learn and ready to serve. And the end meet is you are self-independent.
According to officials, the foundation is currently supporting 5 vocational education centers across the country, and plans are underway to include male students in their sponsorship packages. Usman Balde, GRTS News.
The Gambia Revenue Authority have organized a two-day tax seminar for tax collectors and regional authorities in the Central River region. The focus is to improve taxation, supporting development. Modula Minsane.
This seminar is meant to enlighten local government authorities in Central River region on tax vitality and payment methods. The sensitization on taxation organized by the Gambia Revenue Authority seeks to hone the skills of tax collectors and revenue officials on tax payment modalities and new developments in the sector. The program is part of GRA's strategic plan to improve individual businesses and personal tax payment.
The seminar will be centered on the Gambian tax system, the accompanying revenue laws, and other taxpayer obligations and rights. We hope that this engagement with you will therefore deepen your knowledge about GRA's mandates and its operations. It will also discuss the significance of tax revenue in national development and other tax administrative matters in general.
The training also exposes participants to basic custom procedures as well import and export processes.
The seminar today will also discuss new tax reforms and clarify challenges faced by the authority and taxpayers in the process of collecting the much-needed tax revenue for government. For example, some of the reforms include, like in January 2018, the GRA, together with the Ministry of Finance, has undertaken reforms aimed at revising tax rates in some key revenue lines. This includes, among others, rental income tax rates reduced, corporate income tax, employment income tax, and personal income tax.
It is a very important seminar. As I highlighted, the Gambia today, all what you are seeing around is possible because of GRA collecting those revenues to make development possible. Without them collecting, I don't think it is possible.
The interface specially targets council members, lady councillors and regional government officials to strengthen partnership with custom officials engaging regional customers in Bansang to effectively deliver tax payment. Maud Lamin Sane reporting for GRTS News from the Central River region.
While we move on to sports, as the Gambia national handball squad prepares for the upcoming Zone 2 Men's Youth and Junior IHF Trophy Africa scheduled to take place in Conakry, Guinea from the 25th to October to the 29th. The event crucially serves as a qualification event for the continental phase of the IHF Trophy Africa. Seth Youth attended one of the training and then he prepared this report.
The Gambia National Handball Men's, Youth and Junior are in high gear and all set for the upcoming Zone 2 2022 Championship Tour in Guinea-Conakry. Both teams are set to compete and have been advancing preparation with special training session to make a difference in this year's Zone 2.
Our expectation is too high. As far as these two teams is concerned, they are very determined. And they promise me that this year, it will be different from the other previous years because they want something for the country. They are there for their country and they will make sure that they fly the flag of the Gambia at a higher height.
As coaches highlighted, players are mentally, tactically and physically ready to work hard towards qualifying in the Under-21 IHF International World Championship 2023 in Germany and Greece.
Right now, team we are 100% prepared Zone 2. Santa Yala, this time, a lot of changes in handball. Come players, you fit 100%.
Thank God the boys are in a full gear. They're very, very prepared, well prepared. Because well before this, the tournament was even postponed, the kids were training. And after when even it was postponed, they were still training. So as you can see, the boys are in a very, very good shape. They are very, very well motivated and very well trained anyway.
The Zone 2 Men's, Youth and Junior IHF Africa Trophy tournament will take place in Guinea-Conakry from October 25th to 29th, with sub-regional teams set for a major face-off. The handball tour critically serves as a qualification event for the continental phase of the IHF Africa Trophy. The Gambia's youth team will be facing host Guinea-Conakry in its first game, while the junior team will play against Mali at the Jimas, the handball stadium in the Guinean capital. Sergio, reporting for Jarte Sports.
Elsewhere, Manchester United thrashed Tottenham 2-0 on Wednesday to keep their push for a top 4 Premier League finish. But manager Erik ten Hag had fresh issues to tackle about striker Cristiano Ronaldo, who walked out of the pitch as an unused substitute. Ronaldo left the bench to go down the tunnel at Old Trafford in the 89th minute. A day later, the club announced that he had rejected a last-minute switch to come on and won't be part of the squad to face Chelsea on Saturday as the Portuguese star faces what looks like a disciplinary action. Ronaldo won't be training with the senior squad, according to reports. The club statement read, Cristiano Ronaldo will not be part of the Manchester United squad for this Saturday's Premier League game against Chelsea. The rest of the squad is fully focused on preparing for that fixture. In his match interview, Ten Hag, he said he would actually deal with the matter. I have seen him leave, but I didn't speak to him after. I will deal with that tomorrow. Today, we are celebrating this victory, and now we have to recover from and look forward to Saturday. While in other news around the world, police in northern Germany, state of Mecklenburg-Western Pomerania, said on Thursday that they were investigating whether there was a political motivation behind the fire at a shelter for Ukrainian refugees near the town of Wismar that had broken out the night before. The case was initially being handled by the police department of Rostock, a city northeast of Wismar, but they said later that it had been handed over to State Security Service to determine the circumstances behind the suspected case of arson. Rostock Police Vice President Michael Peter said every attack on refugees or their accommodation is also an attack on our basic values, such as attack is both shocking and unacceptable. Officials said relevant fire expert had been dispatched to the scene to investigate. Well, now to end the news, a look at our main points once again. The President, His Excellency Adama Barrow, granted audience to the Serbian Minister of State for Foreign Affairs at the State House in Banjul. The Ministry of Health has launched a fresh effort to recall all medicines linked to the producer of contaminated cough syrups associated with acute kidney injuries and child deaths in the Gambia. And positioning youth as peace builders, the Young Christian Men's Association convened a Peace and Security Conference for young people. In sports, Gambia's national handball teams are preparing for the upcoming Zone 2 Men's Youth and Junior IHF Africa Trophy set to take place in Guinea-Conakry. And Manchester United dropped Portuguese star Cristiano Ronaldo from its weekend clash with Chelsea as the club legend faces a ban after a late game walkout. Away from home, police in Germany are investigating the motivation behind it. And that was all we had time for in today's edition of GRTS News. From me and the entire news team, we want to thank you for the pleasure of your company. Continue watching GRTS.